is Kevin Carl, and sometimes my friends like to call me Kid Kevin, or Mr. Carl. About 10 years ago, I moved to San Pedro. Came to San Pedro after hanging out with FYP, and I never wanted to leave. When did I get into music? Maybe when I was like 10, 12. My brother and I used to walk down to the warehouse store by our house, and he'd buy records, and he was starting to get into punk. And I remember the first record that he actually bought that was like a punk record was The Cramps' Bad Music for Bad People, and it had a really cool record cover. I play in a couple bands. One's called Kid Little. It's like a solo side project, and I've been playing with this band called White Knight the last year and a half. And sometimes I fill in for other bands, like played with the Clocks Girls, going to play in Can of Beans. The list could go on for a long time. So there's a lot of good bands in San Pedro right now. There's Can of Beans, Toys That Kill, Underground Railroad to Candyland. And there's a lot of involvement. A lot of people like to help each other here and put on punk shows, and just like a nice little small community here. We do silk screening for some of the local bands, making their t-shirts, and there's 2 home studios. This one here, Cali Mucho, that we built maybe like 5 years ago, and Todd from Recess Records has his studio, Clown Sound, about a block up from here. And I know there's more studios in town, but I just don't know where they're at, because I don't know. I stay here. I like my studio.
My name's Todd Conjolier. I got like really into music probably around almost 14. Started going to shows, maybe 14 or 15. First show I ever went to was 7 Seconds at Fiddler's Ballroom. That was kind of life-changing. FYP was my first band. I played in this band called The Fondled for a little bit during FYP, and then after FYP we started Toys That Kill and Underground Railroad to Candyland and Stoned at Heart. Starting off, it was definitely 7 Seconds and The Germs. Those are my 2 influences that made me think I could start a band or play music, maybe, because it was so, especially The Germs, it was so sloppy, and it made me feel like I didn't have to be a maestro to do it, And all the bands around here now are getting pretty awesome. Like Kid Little, that band's awesome. It's definitely like 10 years ago it wasn't the same as it is now. Like I think a lot of bands are popping up, and I feel like people are less, like when I was young, like when I first listened to The Germs and 7 Seconds, I felt like, oh, that's you don't have to do anything to be able to do this, so now I feel like Pedro's kind of like that. I put my first 7-inch out in 1990, and that was the FYP Extra Credit 7-inch, and I found this little scratch-off logo that is the teeter-totter logo, but I found that last minute when I was taking the cover to get printed, and I just decided to call it Recess Records, and just to make it sound more legit than just a 7-inch that I was putting on. And then somebody else asked me to put out their record, and kind of snowballed into what it is
into
now.
all this.
I'm Jessica, aka Baby J.
I'm Allie. I'm Natalie. And we are Peach Kelly Pop. We're a band from Los Angeles, California. We play around LA, and we also tour the United States. And later this year we're going to tour Japan and Europe as well. So the band has had a lot of different lineups. It actually started in Canada, where I'm from. So I'm from Ottawa, Canada, and I moved to the States a couple years ago. And I met these 2 recently and asked them if they'd play in the band. So Natalie plays guitar, and she's from Detroit, but she moved to LA, and we lived together, and that's how I met her. So I didn't know that she played guitar when I met her, but then I saw her band, Sadwich, and they're awesome. And Jessica plays bass, and I met her at a wild party. After I learned a couple of drum beats, I played with some friends of mine, just played music and stuff, and then since then I've been playing in different bands, and then after that I decided I wanted to go on tour. I saw a lot of my friends, especially in California and the States, went on tour, and you get to travel and play in a different city.
Okay. I'll just tell you the way we do things or why we do them. We play music because we love it, and we make our own t-shirts because we need t-shirts made, and we make our own posters because we need posters made, and it's fun. First and foremost, if it's fun, do it. If it's not fun, don't do it. We started making our own record covers because it costs a lot of money to make record covers. We started recording our own records because it costs a lot of money to record records, and there's always some guy telling you that, no, you gotta do it this way. You gotta do it this way. So we started recording our own records, buying equipment, and learning how to record records ourselves. So our process is just like figure out how to do it and get it done, and have our hands on as much control as possible so no one can tell you no, because it's not fun being told no.
Great band, especially hearing it from outside. There's a peacock. But yeah, music's over there, and I'm out here. Great documentary so far.